Welcome back. One of the Toronto police officers charged in a major corruption and organized crime investigation is expected to appear in court today for a bail hearing. 56-year-old Constable Timothy Barnhart is facing 17 charges, the most of all the officers accused. A York Regional Police investigation alleges Toronto officers accessed personal information and provided it to people who then carried out crimes, including shootings, extortions, and robberies. The case involves 7 current and 1 retired police officer. Questions this morning, though, are being raised as to how these charges could impact other cases that the officers have been involved in investigating themselves. With me now is Nick Cake, criminal defense lawyer. Nick, thanks for being here this morning.
Oh, thanks for having me, Matt. How are you, sir?
I'm really good. It's Friday. I want to ask you about this in particular, Nick, because just the case, and I want to get your general sense of how involved and the corruption that is, again, has been alleged. This is all alleged at this point, and we want to make that very clear. Of the 7 current officers and 1 retired police officer, is this, one of the biggest cases of corruption that we've seen in Canada, especially in recent history?
I think it is. I mean, there is a vast array of officers involved, and it's interesting because you look at the ranks of those officers, the age of those officers, and their tenure of service. I mean, this scandal, these corruption allegations go all the way essentially to the tops of the echelons here. We've got sergeants, veterans of the police force. We've got retired officers. And then we've got officers at the bottom who are in their early 20s, who likely have been officers for just a couple of years and are just low-level constables. So there's a wide net that's been cast here. It definitely is the biggest I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I want to focus, too, if we can, too, on just the impact that this is going to have on in the system itself, too, and in the judicial system. This has to play itself out. These officers are going to appear. They're going to have bail hearings. They're going to work their way through the system. They have been suspended by the Toronto Police Service, at least at this point. But what impacts could this have on not only, I think, on their cases, but on other cases either that they've investigated, that they've handled, and how, again, the impact that we could see further down the line?
I think that the prosecutors that were involved in these cases, the prosecutors that work with those officers, need to look at every single case, because it comes down to their credibility and their reliability, which is what our justice system is based upon. When we go to a trial, the judge is determining the credibility and the reliability of the officer's statements. And so ultimately, I think every case needs to be looked at, primarily the ones where they were the lead investigators, where they were the ones who gathered evidence or found evidence. But I mean, we look at even one of the officers involved. It's been found out that he lied about a car running a red light. I mean, even from the most severe cases, our drug cases where we're finding things after search warrants, all the way down to traffic tickets. I mean, when it comes to credibility, these officers, if they are convicted, they lose their credibility. And as such, I think that everything that they are involved in needs to be looked at.
Before I let you go, just how much does this rattle public confidence as well? We're seeing the extortion crisis that's happening in BC. That there were possibly, some cases in the Toronto and just outside of the GTA area that could be involved, that these officers might be involved with, that they've been alleged to be a part of. But just bigger picture here, how much that rattles the public trust?
I think that it definitely damages the public trust, and it's very unfortunate because the old adage is true: a few bad apples do ruin the bunch. And we all know that there are great, dedicated police officers out there who live above board and do an awesome job. But when some of their fellow service members fall into the grips of potential criminal organizations and start committing crimes themselves, of course, it's going to look bad, not only on the police, but on the overall reputation of the justice system. And that reputation is a paramount priority for us to maintain. So it's going to be something that's going to take a long time to fix, because these officers have done quite a number on public confidence.
Criminal defense lawyer Nick Cake, I appreciate your time today, Nick. Thanks so much.
A great Friday.